হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
তব নিজ জান কোন মহাজানে, তব নিজ জান কোন মহাজানে, বাতাইয়া দিলে তুমি, হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
দয়া করি মোরে পতিতা দেখিয়া কহিল আমারে গিয়া, ওহে দিন জান শুনা ভালো কথা, ওহে দিন জান শুনা ভালো কথা, উল্লাসিতা হবে হিয়া। হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতর পড়িয়াছি আমি।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
তোমারে ধরিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার,
তোমারে ধরিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার।
তোমাহীন কথা দিনহীন জানে,
তোমাহীন কথা দিনহীন জানে,
তোমাহীন কথা দিনহীন যায়,
তোমাহীন কথা দিনহীন জানে,
করিলি না পাব হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
বেদেরা প্রতিজ্ঞা রকিবারে থারে রুক্মা বর্ণ বিপ্রসূতা,
বেদেরা প্রতিজ্ঞা রকিবারে থারে রুক্মা বর্ণ বিপ্রসূতা।
মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাথায়া,
মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাথায়া,
মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাথায়া,
মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাথায়া।
সঙ্গে বায়া বদুতা,
সঙ্গে বায়া বদুতা।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছি আমি।
নন্দ সুত যিনি চৈতন্য গোসায় নিজ নাম করি দান,
নন্দসুত যিনি চৈতন্য গোসায় নিজ নাম করি দান।
ধরিল জগৎ তুমিও যাইয়া,
ধরিল জগৎ তুমিও যাইয়া,
ধরিল জগৎ তুমিও যাইয়া,
ধরিল জগৎ তুমিও যাইয়া।
প্রভু নিজ পরিত্রাণ,
প্রভু নিজ পরিত্রাণ।
হে মন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে Oriya chinu ami
Mola durmati samsara vitare Hariya chinu ami
Se kotha shuniya hasiyachi nata tomara charan tale
Seka shuniya Asiya chinata Tomara charana tale
Bhakti vinoda khandiya khandiya
Bhakti vinoda Kandiya kandiya
Bhakti vinoda khandiya khandiya
Bhakti vinoda Kandiya kandiya
Apana kahini bale
Managani bale
He mana durmate samsar vitare Oriya chinu ami
Mola durmati samsara vitare Hariya chinu
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this beautiful morning. So, we will be reading from Jaiva Dharma book written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our great Acharya. So, we offer our humble obeisances at the desk of Bhaktivinoda Thakur that can give us the mercy so we can understand the instructions given in this book and may be able to put in our practical life. So I'm not gonna acknowledge all the devotees because I just walked in and I don't want to miss anybody, but I deeply appreciate everybody's presence. So I will read the last one, that paragraph that we read yesterday to bring up to the speed, and then we will continue from then on. Let me see if I can start the music. Krishna is so kind, huh? I think if I keep the volume low, it's better recording. I think we have to practice, see, because I was listening the other day, it was, I think, too loud and it was. So let's see today. Advaita Das. That depends on the type of human society. If it is a Vaishnava society, there is a tremendous benefit for all. In contrast, those things derived from a purely materialistic non-Vaishnava society are generally not at all beneficial for the jiva. However, let us leave this topic for a moment. Tell me, what do you actually mean by Prakritaka Vigyan? Prakritaka Vigyan, Digambara. Prakrika Vigyan is natural material science and is found in the Tantra Shastras in many different areas. Prakrita Vigyan is constituted of whatever systems, knowledge, and beauty are exhibited in the material nature of this world. For instance, there are Dhanurvidya, the system of military science, Ayurveda, the system of, sorry, I was trying to adjust the volume on there. Just bear with me. Dhanurvidya, the system of military science, Ayurveda, the system of medical science, Jyotirvidya, astrology, the art of music and dance, and so on. Such are the different branches of Prakritika Vigyan. Coming back to philosophy, we have already discussed that Prakriti is the Adya Sakti, giving birth to and manifesting this material cosmos. Through her own potency, she has introduced variegateness into the creation. And in each of many aspects of her energy is a different area and stream of knowledge. By acquiring this knowledge of material science, one can exonerate oneself from the sins committed against the Adya Sakti, Ma Nistarini. Unfortunately for themselves, the Vaishnavas do not care for or make research into Vigyan science. However, we tantrics shall attain moksha through mastering this knowledge. Just see how deeply some of the great Western thinkers, such as Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and the famous Muslim scholar Hakim, etc., have probed into this sense and even written poetic eulogist to it, Advaita Das. You just said that the Vaishnava do not care about Vigyan. I disagree. The pure spiritual knowledge that the Vaishnava study is actual Vignan, extremely scientific and experimental. If one of the four Chatur Shloki of the Srimad Bhagavatam 2931, we find the following. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha something. Jnanam parama gruhyam me yad vigyan samavitam Shah hasyam tad angam cha gruhna gaditam maya. O Brahma, knowledge of me is non-dual and yet has four distinct divisions: Gyan, Vigyan, Rahasya, and Tad Anga. Gyan is my Swarup. My relationship with me potency is Vigyan. Jiva is my Rahasya, secret, and Pradhan is my Tad Anga. A Jiva cannot understand this knowledge by his own intelligence, but you can understand the same by my mercy in conjunction with the devotional service. I'm explaining this science so that you may take it up carefully. Even before the material world was created, the Supreme Personality Godhead, being pleased by Brahma's devotion, gave him this instruction. In this way, the Lord taught Brahma the pure and scientific Vaishnava Dharma. My friend Digambara, there are two kinds of knowledge. On one hand, there is Visaya Gyan, material knowledge, which is acquired by human being through the bodily sense organs that are impure and thus unsuited to perceive spiritual objects. These material sense organs are only of use in the maintenance of the conditioned soul's material condition. On the other hand, there is the science of Supreme Self, which dwells into the actual spiritual truth. This is known as Suddha Gyan, pure spiritual knowledge, which is eternal and form the basis of the devotional service of the Supreme Lord performed by the Vaishnavas. In all respect, Visaya Gyan is distinct and opposite from Suddha Gyan and has no connections with it. You propose that Visaya Gyan is alone Vigyan and that the material knowledge of Ayurveda, etc., has to be separated from Shuddha Gyan to attain the status of scientific Vignan. However, this usage of the term is incorrect because materialistic science is not Vigyan in the true sense of the word. The truth is that Shuddha Gyan, whose characteristics are contrary to the material science of Ayurveda, etc., is actually Vignan, since Shuddha Gyan intrinsically indicates the scientific distinctions of transcendence from matter. Accurate knowledge of the distinctive qualities inherent within an existing object is known as Vigyan. Thus, the perfect realizations of the spiritual absolute object as distinct from mundane matter is actual Vigyan. Therefore, the process of exposing and eliminating Visaya and scientifically establishing the preeminence of Suddha as distinct from Visaya is real Vigyan. Vastu, external spiritual existence, is one, and both terms Gyan and Vigyan may be applied to the perceptions of this transcendental existence. Gyan is the direct perceptions of transcendence, and Vigyan is the establishment of this Gyan as distinct from Visaya Gyan. Gyan and Vigyan are actually the same thing. However, according to the particular context, the term Gyan or Vigyan is used. You claim that Vigyan indicate Visaya Gyan. However, the Vaishnavas say that actual Vigyan gives the true analysis of Visaya Gyan as distinct from Suddha Gyan. The Vaishnava consider Dhanurveda, Ayurveda, Jyotirveda, and chemistry, physics, etc. as material knowledge without a permanent relationship to the jiva. Therefore, such material knowledge in inconsequential in terms of establishing the jiva in one of the five rasas in relationship to Ishvara, which are the ultimate nitya dharma of the jivas. Further, the Vaishnava says that those who are ardently striving to advance in Vishaya Gyan according to their individual material propensities are absorbed in the activity of karma kand. However, Vaishnavas do not criticize those who endeavor for progress in understanding the mundane nature because this activity may ultimately come to assist them in understanding the prime efficacy of spiritual realizations. You have misnamed the insignificant mundane knowledge of the materialistics as Vigyan. Well, ultimately, what harm can be erroneous adoptions of that name do? It is childish to quarrel incessantly over names and designations. Digambara, supporting material knowledge had not advanced to what it is today. How would you subsist and perform your bhajan? This indicates that you, Vaishnava, must also work to improve your material knowledge. Excuse me. Advaita Das. Persons endeavor in their chosen field according to their individual propensities. However, Ishwar alone distributes the appropriate result of those actions to their performers. Digambara. From where do the individual inclinations and propensities arises? Advaita Das. Habits and preferences forged from previous actions will consolidate later into one's propensities. The depth of a person's material knowledge is the barometer that measures the extent of his material engrossment. In turn, this material knowledge and engrossment make him an expert in expressing the mundane art forms, which are also an outcome of material culture. Ultimately, however, whatever suitable articles are made by the entire material endeavor of the materially engrossed will be utilized gratefully by the Vaishnavas as paraphernalia for the devotional service of the Lord. However, the Vaishnavas themselves need not invest any energy in the creation of these products. Wonderful, right? A carpenter makes furniture for a living. However, he can also make an altar to enthrone the deity in home of a Grahastha Vaishnava. Following their instinct and propensity, the bees busily collect pollen and produce honey, which is then taken away to be offered to the Lord. Not everyone in this world will endeavor for their highest good by pursuing spiritual elevation. And the different mundane activities of such people are prompted by the different material propensities. Human propensities are numerous. They are high or low and so on. Degraded persons perform many base activities resulting from mean propensity. However, at the same time, they may perform activities prompted by coexisting noble propensities. Thus, the wheel of human life turns, combining in itself innumerable divisions and departments. All materialistic men executing their works inspired by their mundane propensities reach success by indirectly assisting the Vaishnavas in their spiritual practice. The materialistic are, however, unaware of this fact, bewitched by Sri Vishnu's illusory potency, Maya. They perform multifarious mundane activities, which are later utilized by the Vaishnavas in the devotional service of the Lord. In this way, the entire world is actually the unwriting servitor of the Vaishnavas. Digambara. What is this Maya of Sri Vishnu? Advaita Das. In the Markandeya Purana, Chandi Mahatmya 8140, Maya is described with these words: Yoga Maya Hare Shakti Yaya Samho Hitam Jagat. Yoga Maya is the potency of Sri Vishnu, by which the whole world is bewildered. Digambara. Who is that personality known as Ma Nistarini? Advaita Das. She is this Yoga Maya of Sri Vishnu, also known as Vishnu Maya. Here, read. My Ma Nistarani is addressed as Chaitanya Rupini, embodying spiritual consciousness. Ichamai, fully independent. Triguna Tira, transcendental to the material modes. And Triguna Dharini, the controller of the material modes. The one you call Vishnu Maya is not beyond the scope of the three material modes of nature. Then how can you equate her with my Manistarini, who is so transcendentally described? I can see plainly that you Vaishnavas are fanatical in terms of this topic, and I strongly detest it. Advaita Das. My dear brother Digambara, please do not get upset, as you have come to see me and we are meeting after a long separation. I would like you to be happy and content. Why do sunrise that the name Vishnu Maya is demeaning in some way? Sri Vishnu is the embodiment of the absolute spiritual consciousness. He is the Supreme Lord of all lords, and everything is his energy. He is Maya. Energy is not an independently existing entity. It is the inherent characteristics of an object. Therefore, it is philosophical error to describe energy as the source and fountainhead of everything. For energy cannot exist without a source. Therefore, first, an absolute spiritual subject has to be established. I think we have reached the time. We should be punctual. And wonderful instructions defining everything in detail is very nice. A little bit will sink in our mind and heart slowly. As our mind and heart become purified, we will grasp those points wonderfully. So with those thoughts, we should always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful, enjoyable, and with no fear. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas who take so much of austerity to join every morning despite the hectic material life that we have been living. It's not that easy. Only fortunate soul get attracted toward this wonderful message of God. Otherwise, we see the 99.9% of the populace. They feel they are doing something great, but they don't realize that they are not doing anything. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of this wonderful Vaishnava who join every day from Houston, from India, from New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Alachua, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Tempe, Phoenix, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Salvador, Brampton, and New Orleans. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa siddhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna, everyone. Have a very blissful day. Always remain in Vrindavan if you want to remain happy and without no anxiety. Somehow or
Thank you,
other,
Prabhu.
train our mind to live in Vrindavan. That's the place where we can find peacefulness. So thank you very much, all of you. Have a wonderful day. And I have fixed my sprinkler system as Advaita Chandra Prabhu was asking me that there is another system he was proposing me, but I told Prabhuji that some of the sprinkler head was not rotating properly, but I get it done. So now I don't have to spend the time that much only on the back of my house. I will have to still use the hose and water them. But it's maybe if I was spending 1 hour, then now I will have to spend only 15 minutes. So thank you very much.
Hare
And
Krishna Prabhu,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
Pranam.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Vibol
Prabhu.
Prabhuji, thank you
we
so
will
much.
see you tomorrow morning at 2 o'clock. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hari
Thank you,
Bol,
dear.
Hari,
Hare Krishna.
Hari
Thank
Bol,
you.
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, and looking forward to see you tomorrow morning.